Welcome back, everyone, to the Abundance Tree Podcast. I'm Janice, one of your hosts, and I'm accompanied by my lovely co-host,
April Capri.
April
Hey,
Capri.
Janice.
Hey, April, back in the building, girl. It seems like it's
Back
been a
in the
minute, huh?
building. Huh?
Right? It seems like it's been kind of a minute, huh?
Yes, it's been a while. It's been a while. I was like, oh, I feel a little rusty.
Right? It's all good, girl. We're gonna shake that rust off because our next guest has high energy, and we're excited to, yeah, shake it off, get it
Shake
off.
it
We
off.
get we got high energy. No rust here, girl. No rust here.
I
So,
love it. Yes.
yes, you doing all
Well,
right?
I'm doing good, and we got a
Yeah,
high energy guest to keep this energy flowing too.
we do. We do. All right. So tell us about her. What we
All
got tonight?
right. We have a high achiever success coach who's passionate about making the career journey better for everyone. With over 30 years of experience, she transitioned from magazine publishing to entrepreneurship in 2013, empowering professionals to excel through a holistic approach that enhances inner strength and outer confidence. She guides high achievers to transcend their limits and make bold leaps forward, fostering a culture of confidence and excellence. Join us as we explore her insights on achieving success and transformation in both business and life. We have Miss Jaclyn Strominger.
All right. I love it.
Ooh, very
I
exclusive.
love it.
I'm loving
Jacqueline,
it.
I see you, Jacqueline. How are you?
I am great. How are you guys doing? April and
Good.
Janice, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
Doing
you for
well.
coming on. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
great to see
Yeah,
you.
awesome.
We were reading
So,
your impressive resume of all the things that you've done and are doing. Would you like to start off and just like tell us about you and tell us your journey and how you got started?
Oh God, it's like where to begin, right? So first of all, I'm Jaclyn Strominger. And again, thank you guys for having me on. So my journey, I guess you could say, to entrepreneurship and where I am has taken and started different ways. But I'm going to share one story first because I think where one of my journeys started, because we all have different journeys. Like there's multiple journeys in our lives. So I am a high performance coach and I help people get shiitake done. And I help them level up in their life and their business and really take things to the next level where some of us sometimes really, we know we can do more. We know there's something greater out there, but sometimes we just can't get there on our own. And I love helping people do that, even if it's just that 1%. And for me, it started as I've had this great career. I had an amazing career in magazine publishing. I absolutely, at one point, loved what I did. And I remember I got married. We moved to Boston from New York, and I'm from Boston. And I'm going through my career and I'm moving and doing all the things that we're supposed to be doing. I have my kids. And I remember being at this one space of work, and I was talking with two other ladies, and one of them said to the other one, "That's not good for you. That might not be good for your career." And it was like, holy crap, career. I had forgotten I had a career. I had forgotten about working towards something, anything. Like I just was going through the motions. And it was like it hit me like a humongo bolt. And I was like, oh my God, wow, like what do I do? And am I in the place that I really need to be? And I didn't make a change right then. And I just kind of was like, okay, I got to start thinking about what I was doing and what am I doing here right now? And then I don't know, probably like a few weeks or maybe a month or so, I don't know, later, I was driving my kids to school and I used to just love this time. And as a mom, it's like that secret time when you're driving, your kids don't realize that you're listening to all the conversations in the background and you're kind of like, ooh, that's interesting. I made it.
I love it.
class later on, right? And I just remember driving and Katy Perry's song came on, Roar. And I was like, and I kept thinking, oh my God, I need to roar. Something has to change. Like I'm driving my kids and I felt like that in some ways, like I'm not listening to them right now. I'm the car's driving, I'm behind the wheel, but I'm not here. I'm existing. And it was just this flood of emotion. And I remember I dropped them off, I went home, and I just like took the day. Okay, my employer doesn't know that. Took the day and just sat and like thought about what did I want? Like and who did I want to be? And where was I? I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm existing. And not that I wasn't happy, but I wasn't. There was, I've always been a very upbeat, energetic person, but somehow or another this light was not shining bright. And I almost felt like I needed to put the fire in my own belly again. And I just spent the day really figuring out what I wanted to do. And I remember I was working with a coach on my business at the time, and we sat and talked about it. It was like, and I just said, I know what we need to do. I need to change, and I know that I want something more in my life. And I know that we as a family need more. And I got my kids and my husband, and I started talking about my dream. And I said, we can't stay here in Boston anymore. We have to find something different. And my husband's a physician, and I'm an entrepreneur, and so I can go anywhere. So I got him on board, and we started looking for opportunities. And I remember this is March of 2018, and we started looking at different options. And he happened to he went to a conference, and he comes back and he said, what do you think about Reno? And I was like, what? Like 911 Reno, whatever that TV show was, right? No. And and we started to paint the picture, and I started to look, and we were getting the kids excited. And it just took on a life of its own. And I tell you, May 31st, or that Memorial Day weekend, we came out to Reno, Nevada, and we looked around. And by August 7th, I was unpacking it at a new house.
What? I love that.
And that was August 7th. August 9th, I went to a networking event, and I haven't looked back. And it's just been, no, yes, obviously there's been ups and downs, right? There's, in all of our journeys, there's always highs and lows, and we have to learn from those lows and get the grit in us and know how to persevere and find that drive to keep us going. Trust me, it was all there. All those highs and lows.
Yeah.
But I haven't looked back. And I can tell you that part of this journey, I look back both, at pictures of myself, like from, 2007 to when I had my kids, or even before when I just got married, or when I was just living in New York City by myself. And I see this evolution of pictures of my face. And I'm still the same human. I still have the same achievement code and core values, but I'm such a better human and better person, and living more with vitality and for boldness, right?
That's
And
awesome.
I love it.
I love telling people, like, I love helping people leap and be unstoppable. Like we have it all in us.
Yes. I want to go back to the very beginning because there's something that you said that resonated with me, because actually April and I have been talking about this week about how you said you help people get their shiitake in order.
Yes.
Because I've been, me and April are tag teaming. Like, I'm kind of like, April, I'm in a rut right now. I don't know if I could get up and do this. I know I have to do it, but I'm watching movies right now, you know? So, and sometimes we kind of go back and forth, but we kind of feed off each other's energy. So I related with that when you said that I help them get their shiitake together when they're in that moment of maybe, you know what you got to do to progress, but sometimes it's slower than when you want it. You kind of just, you got to do it, but you kind of put it procrastinate or whatever, however you want to call it. So that resonate with me. So I think that's very powerful that you help people kind of get out of that rut. So I know April, I know we've been talking about that this week
We've
about that. So
we've definitely been talking about it and are so there right now. And something that really resonated with me too was just really powerful was the autopilot mode that you had to
yeah,
catch yourself in, that so many of us, like with especially when you have a 9 to 5 and you have, like day in, day out, it's the same routine. So it's hard to, like, you know what I mean, designate energy to something different. You do the same thing every day. And then when it's not this day, you do the same thing on days that aren't those days and then go back to doing the same thing, right? And it's hard to really, like, really self-identify and look not at those things and kind of just see, like, what is my why and how is it connect to my purpose and what does this mean for me, and am I getting joy out of doing these things? And it's not like everybody's why is, oh, I got to pay my bills and feed my kids, but why? Like,
right.
what is, you know what I mean? Like, but why does it matter? It has to be something deeper. So for me, that really resonated because that's been a big hurdle for me, to identify my why, because I don't have children. And so it's just all me. Like, why? Like, why do you get up extra early and why do you work extra long? Like, that was powerful to me.
Is it fair to say that you're kind of present but maybe not intentional in the moments? Is it
Well,
fair to
I have
oh, go ahead.
been.
Oh, yeah, or I was referring to Jaclyn when you were having those moments, or
yeah, I think we stop being intentional. We stop looking at it, and it is the why, but it's also the what.
Yeah.
It's like the what do I want? Not the need. We all need to put a roof over our head. We all need to be able to support ourselves. We all need that. But what's the what? What's the what I want in life? And what do I not necessarily even like it's almost beyond the why. I'm doing this because I know that there's something greater and I know that I want to, but there's a driving force because I want, and it's my want and my what. I want to be able to help people. I want to be able to see other people succeed. I want to be able to wake up every day knowing that when I put my head back down on the pillow, I did something that made it a little bit better today. That maybe, just maybe, I helped one person. It's like, the starfish story. It's like I helped that one starfish, or I picked up that one piece of garbage that somebody else dropped on the ground because I know it's going to help the earth, right? Or it's that one thing that you could do that makes the day a little bit better,
I
right?
love that. The what, because you
yes,
always hear the why, but it's the
yeah,
what. Like, after you get the why, then what?
What? Right. Like,
yeah,
what am I doing? Well, yes,
I
yeah.
but
love it.
it's why and want. It's like I like, what can I do today that's going to help me make today better, that's going to compound on tomorrow? Because it's it's part of that journey, right? Like,
It is.
I have to take a step. Like, so, and it's almost like the ladder, right? Or I should like the big steps that we take. We all know we have to take the steps, and that first step is the biggest one, right? And as we keep taking those steps, the steps get shorter, and it might even get steeper because we're going up higher. But that first step, no matter what, it's that big step, but it's going to lead to something greater. And if we all think about not so, I always think if we all could think not just about ourselves, yes, we matter, but what is the impact that we're putting on the other people? And somebody said this to me once, and it was so sat well with me that I try to live it every day is, you know, if I give myself a star rating at the end of the day, how would I rate myself? Do I give myself 5? Is it 4? Is it 3? Is it 2? Like, is it 10? Right? Like, how do I rate myself? Did I do a good job? Or, and then if it's not a 5, if we're on a 5-star scale, if it's not 5 stars, what do I need to do to make it 5 stars?
That's good. I like
I
that.
love that. Yeah.
So speaking on the steps, I know like the first step might be one of the most steep steps, like you mentioned. And also, as you said, as you progress, it could get steeper and steeper. I know we heard of the analysis paralysis on maybe you're learning a new skill, because I'm in the process of learning stuff in real estate, and I'm having that. That's my problem, is analysis paralysis, where I'm thinking, oh, I know I gotta start taking action on some of this stuff, but I kind of hesitate because I'm scared, or I don't want to lose money or something, if I'm making an investment or something. But it's almost as if you just have to go for it, right? I mean to make the progress, you have to kind of go, correct?
Well,
Or you agree? Or
I do agree. It's
yeah,
you can analyze and analyze and analyze all you want, but until you actually take one step, you're never going to know what the results are. We in order to analyze something, you have to take an action so you can always what I say is MMA, measure, monitor, and adjust. So if I talk to people about doing this in their life and their business, so we can analyze and come up with plans all day long. That's the easy part in a way, right? I can plan and plan and plan. Oh, but I actually have to take an action in order for me, once I take that action, then I have to say, okay, well, what then would it do? Like, what did it do? Then we have to go back and measure, monitor, and adjust. So we can take an action so that the analysis actually means something,
there you go. The
right?
after the fact
Right.
analysis, not
Right.
just the
Right.
upfront too, right? Yeah.
So if you think about it from this, like I used to do direct marketing. That was like, I used to kid around with people, and I used to say that I killed trees for a living because I mailed more direct mail packages than I care to even say.
Oh my goodness.
But but direct mail does work. That's a whole other story. But
Mhm.
you have to think about it. Everybody starts off with a control package, right? And if you don't have a control, that first mailing, that whatever you do, you almost want to have 2, right? You have to have an A/B test because you've got to test something, and you have to be consistent in your testing. So maybe it's a price. So I'm going to test like $9.97 versus $9.95 and see which one's going to work better. But once I do that test, I can talk about whether or not all day long about why I think $9.97 is going to work better. But until I test it, I have no idea. And I feel like that's the same thing that we need to, particularly in business. And I remind people that just because you started something doesn't mean if that didn't work, well, what do we need to adjust? Maybe it was your language. Maybe it was the time, if you're talking about social media, maybe it was the time of day that you actually posted. Like if you actually track all of that great stuff and those metrics, then you can see results.
Right. So the data is very powerful, and you can't be afraid of failure. I think that's what a lot of people. That's why they get the paralysis. And
Right.
it's kind of hard for people sometimes, but you got to do it scared. We've talked about that a lot. So
Yeah, I was
yeah,
definitely thinking about fear, maybe one of the biggest things causing people to not jump out of their comfort zone. And I
yeah.
wanted to ask, like, what are some of the things that you do to like kind of help ease people's tensions and, kind of, get them unscared? I'm not sure.
Get their shiitake together.
Get the shiitake together, like get
Yeah.
out there and do it.
Right.
Right.
So it's actually really interesting. I have a client that I literally worked with today
Okay.
who she's absolutely phenomenal, but she doesn't know it herself or believe it. And I looked at her CV, and everything that I was looking at was, for lack of a better word, mediocre. It was the easy thing. I'm taking the easy job. I'm going to take the easy administrative task job. It wasn't that bold step into something bigger because there's that fear.
Gotcha.
And one of the things that we worked on today was naming the fear. Name that gremlin. The fear is a gremlin, right? And so where does it come from? And so name it. Let's talk about like all the things that happens with that fear, because the same amount of energy that you're putting into fear can be
Yeah.
putting into excitement.
Yeah.
It's that same thing. So let's name that fear, put it on, make a face on it, put it, I don't know, make it a cat, dog, I don't know, monkey. I mean, and then we have to be able to punch it, like, or maybe it's a dartboard, so that you can knock that gremlin away. So that's sort of one thing that we kind of start working on. And the other thing about that fear is we start looking at the opposite of fear. So if you took that step, what would it look like to you? Think about 5 years from now, and assuming that you took the step, how different will your life be? And what does it look like? And I want you to write that down. I want you to write down that and no fear involved. Like, what would it look like if it didn't exist? And that you had this amazing 5-year glory. What would it look like? And let's write that down. And when we write that down, now we're going to go back and we're going to create a mission and a mantra statement that you're going to tell yourself every single day. Because what we tell ourselves, it's garbage in, garbage out, all around. What we put in our body, what we put in our mind. It's what we feed ourselves. And we have to feed ourselves good things. So if we create a great mission and mantra statement for ourselves that we've created, it's our own, so we own it. And we tell ourselves, is it going to change overnight? No. But I guarantee you it will change. We just have to start believing in ourselves.
Yes.
I love that technique. I want to talk about this mission and mantra statement. Can you give us an example of what that is? Because we all know what a mission statement is, but what's a mission mantra statement?
So a mantra and mission, it's like a mission statement, it can be really long and it's detailed and it's about all the things you want to do. It's taking and making, I'll read you mine. Okay. So, I wrote this out, and there's a process I take people through. There's a couple of different questions, but I wrote, I will be consistent using my special skills and gift, connecting others to accomplish being a sought after coach. And in doing so, achieve the ultimate fulfillment of being able to help others succeed.
Very good.
Very nice.
And
I
you say
love
that daily, right?
Every
That's
day?
daily. Yeah.
And I have people write it down, and so I read it, and it's paper clipped normally to my journal where I write my day planner. And then I have next to it, what are my goals? And
That's
so
awesome.
I do this and I read it every day. I just erased it because I had to redo my board, but I also have a saying that's on my wall that says, who can I help today turn their passion into profit?
I love
I
it.
love
Y'all, she's just dropped a lot of gems for y'all listening. So y'all need to take notes and get your mantra statements written down and say them daily.
Right.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I tell people, look, I offer a complimentary call. Grab that time with me and we can go and create your mission mantra statement.
I love it.
And then we can have a follow-up session and put it to use. But I will tell you, until you do it, like I will be honest, not that I would never not be honest, but I didn't believe that probably 15 years ago. I was one of those people that I probably poo-pooed it and said, oh, I don't need that. I don't need to have a mission and mantra statement. I don't have to, like, affirmations don't work. That's a bunch of baloney. No, because when you really dive in and you do it and you start believing it and you tell yourself and it just becomes you and you embody it, it's you. You create the you want to be. And if every once in a while, it's okay to change, but we have to change within ourselves. We can't change others. the change starts right here and right here, but we have to want to do it ourselves. And until you just put the stamp down and say, I'm done, or uncle, if you're a wrestler, you know, when are you going to do it? When are you going to put that line in the sand and just say, okay, today's the day, and then change? You can do it. It's not, again, and know that, and I love this saying, it was on a meme once. You can't have any challenge without change, because you can't spell challenge without change. You just can't.
Which is true.
Love it. So
You can't.
powerful. That's awesome. So I want to kind of go into, I know you understand that you have a retreat coming up.
Yes, I do.
So can you tell us about what's coming up that you're working on?
Yes. So I have dreamt about doing a retreat for a long time, because I really feel that when we get women together, we soar. And so this is a retreat. It's a all-inclusive luxury retreat in Lake Tahoe, and it's Ignite Your Boldness, Unlock Your Potential, Drive Your Future.
Wow.
We all have an inner boldness in us. And whether you're, whether it's an entrepreneur or a professional or somebody who just knows that there's more in them, come to the retreat. And it is, one of the things I share and I talk a lot about is that we individually are the CEOs of ourselves, and we're the CEOs of what we do. And so part of what we're going to be doing at this retreat is we're going to be unpacking who we want to be. What's our personal brand? And when we decide that, we are actually going to pamper the lucky 8 women who are coming to a major makeover. We're going to have hair and makeup done, and then you're getting your headshots, and we're getting lifestyle photos taken so that you can use those in your brand promotion of you.
I love that. That's so powerful.
Absolutely love that. I love everything about that, from the makeovers to I feel like it's going to be great energy, because I know a lot of women feel like we can't really, a lot of us feel like we can't really fully be ourselves and express ourselves, especially if we're in corporate. In some of these spaces, we have to be this way, and whatever our thought of what that way is. And so, like, being in a safe space where you can be yourself around other people that are also, exploring being themselves, but also identify what yourself is. Like, who is yourself? You know what I mean? I think that's really great. I love that. And it's all inclusive.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I should say the only thing that's not included if you need to get there, like the airfare, like I cannot pay for your airfare. I'm like your airfare.
Well, I mean, but the pictures and everything.
Yep, it's all included.
I love that.
It's September 26th to the 29th. Here's the other thing that I really love about doing this is that it's September, the end of September, and we've got October, November, December. So if you got a business, you got big goals to finish out at the end of the year, we can finish mapping that out. But let's start 2025 knowing that you've already planned and know what you want to do, so that you can kick off that 2025 with a bang.
Yeah.
Love
I mean,
that.
how many of us will spend part of December trying to figure out where we want for 2025? Well, let's do it beforehand and let's start that momentum.
Yeah, you're planning your new kind of like rebranding, or your new launch, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's so
awesome.
true. Because we wait till
Yeah.
like New Year's Eve to be like, what's my resolution? I'm gonna do this, 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 this. And it's like the day before New Year's. And we don't do any of it, because
Right.
a lot of people don't. I know I don't.
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
it's that's the key part. What you just said, it's we think about resolutions, but in actuality, this is really taking the time to plan what we want. And this is how if we can keep planning what we want, and then we look at it again, in 6 months, so September, so right around March, right? We can look at it again and figure out, Are we on track? Do we need to MMA? Do we need to measure, monitor, and adjust? And then, okay, then you can come back in September and we can do it again. Our lives are not static, right? It evolves. So we have to be always looking at what we're doing. And that's what I forgot to look. That was what, like, for me, when I had that, you know, oh, whatever moment, when all of a sudden I'm like, I forgot about my career. I was doing that. I was on that hamster wheel and the car was driving itself. So in order to keep things moving forward and with the excitement, we always have to be looking at that part, and we can't forget it. And it is in that time when we forget it and we stop thinking about the dreams that we want and where we want to go. I don't know, I just raised my hand.
Come up to the
Um,
front.
yeah,
Got you.
so when it's in those moments that we stop, right? Or that we get on the hamster wheel. And so when we have somebody or we're part of a tribe or we're part of a connection, it's like saying, hey, guess what? Let's keep thinking about this. Let's not forget. And they were always moving it, and they were always looking and dreaming. Because when we stop dreaming, it's like this, we stop living, right? And we don't want that. We want to be thriving and having dreams and things to aspire to keeps us going.
Exactly. And it's so individual too. I think God gives everyone their individual dream, and you kind of have to put people around you that have like minds, or
Yep.
or
I
people can
was just
poo-poo on
thinking
it.
that.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So
like minds,
yeah. So does your retreat, does it target like business owners that are already like established, or can someone be brand new in the business game and come, or
Somebody could be brand new and ready to come and wanting to break free, or just like, I know there's something in me, or they're an entrepreneur, or they're a professional, and they just, they want to be bold. They want to break out and create their boldness.
I
And
love that.
boldness is like different for everybody too. It could be that you're you that there's, I guess, the key thing is that whoever the people that want to be there know that there's something in them that's greater, and they just haven't been able to pull it out.
Mhm. I love that.
you help them find their superpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, right, exactly. And one of the things that we talk about at the retreat is we talk about our achievement code. We actually make those mission and mantra statements, and we decide really with the other people there, who do we want to be, and who do they see us as? Because sometimes we have a hard time seeing what our superpowers are, and it's easier for other people to see it in ourselves.
Right.
And so by having that small group, we're able to it becomes a family, and it's a safe space.
I
It's
was
so
just thinking
powerful.
that you guys are going to be best friends for life after that trip. There's going to be so much bonding and togetherness and just breakthroughs and tears and happy tears, like not
Yeah.
sad tears, but just it's going to be a big outpour, and it's going to be a
Yes.
lot of breakthroughs and
Confidence boosters, lives changing, it's awesome. Love
yes,
that.
bonds for life. You got to
Yeah.
tell people, where can we find you and where can we get connected with this retreat?
So if you go to my website, Leap to Your Success, there is a menu item that says retreats, and there's a big thing that says, and you can click on that, or you can just go Leap to Your Success /retreats. So go there. And if you go to my website too, what will pop up is there is a digital journal for the Unstoppable Achievers Journal. It does walk you through creating some of the exercises of creating a mantra and a mission statement. And then there's also a way to book just from there. There's a QR code, and they can book a complimentary call.
Wow. That's so much
Awesome.
value. You give them a free download of how to create a mission statement, the mission mantra.
Yes, it's
Wow.
actually a 16-page journal about becoming an unstoppable achiever.
I love that.
And so you can go to my website, but you can also find me on Facebook at
Mm-hmm.
Jaclyn Strominger, or on LinkedIn at Jaclyn Strominger. I think it's J Strominger, but if you just search my name, Jaclyn Strominger, you'd find me.
Awesome. Y'all
Wow.
better get connected, get these resources, get signed up for the retreats. This is
Get signed
awesome. I
up,
love it.
get the free
Yeah,
call.
exactly. That's awesome. So
Definitely, and
powerful.
definitely get the workbook for the mission and the mantra, because I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I've never heard that before, but I really love that. It's like a personalized affirmation, and it's geared towards growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Identifying what you want to do and doing it. I love it.
Especially those people that need a mindset shift. And I would know I was a year ago, I was really needing that mindset shift. I've come a long way, but you need that shift. It starts up here, and you said here too, but that's so powerful.
Huge on the
That's-
mindset. One more time,
Yeah.
can you drop the website? It will be in the description box, but
Yep. Yeah, if you go to leaptoyoursuccess.com,
leaptoyoursuccess.com.
and then
Okay.
you can get the journal, you can click on retreats. And I just love sharing and helping others. So again, my biggest love is actually just book a call with me, because I want to be able to connect with people and help them soar.
I
That's,
love it.
I I created the name Leap to Your Success is because it's all about leveraging up that communication, your energy, and your action and performance. And that's all part of what we need to be unstoppable.
Yes, I love that. So I want to give you your flowers because you are really making a difference out here, and you have high energy. So if y'all were to get on call, so bring that energy, y'all. That shot in the arm you need. So we have a couple of minutes left. So like if you have like a last gem or a last gameplay or like encouragement for our listeners, that maybe be struggling, maybe they're analysis paralysis on the wrong side of it, or limiting beliefs going on. Like, what would you do to tell them? What would you tell them to kind of give them the shot in the arm to get their shiitake together? What would you say to them?
Number one, what happened yesterday does not matter. Today is a new day. And really think about where you see yourself in 5 years. And what does that look like? And know that if you decide, it takes deciding. Forget about everything in the past. I mean, those are they make you who you are, and there are things that you can learn from, but it doesn't truly define your existence. You can make any change you want, decide, and then take the step.
Oh, so powerful.
Are you
Thank
sure
you
you
so
wasn't a
much.
jeweler? You say you were in a magazine, because you dropping all the
All these
gems,
gems.
girl. Big gems
There
from Miss
are.
Jaclyn. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Janice and April, thank you so much. It has been such a pleasure. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Absolutely.
We hope to have you back one day, like down the line here. Hope you'll come back with us, and thank you
Yes,
so much.
we would
Yeah.
love an update after the retreat to see, how that went, and just all the great stories that I know you will have.
I would love it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well,
Thank
thank
you
you guys
all.
so much for watching.
Thank you.
And
Y'all
don't
have a
forget to
great night.
check her out.
Absolutely. Have a great night,
Links in the
everyone.
description.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.